This week, defenders are juggling heavy patch loads and fresh supply chain turbulence. If you manage Windows fleets or build with Ruby, there are immediate actions to queue up. Here's the quick orientation. Two clear trends shaped the week. Vendors accelerated security patching across major platforms, and software supply chain risks surfaced again in developer ecosystems. Let's break down what changed and what you should do next. First, Patch Tuesday, May 2026 edition. Major software makers shipped near record volumes of fixes, and Microsoft alone addressed at least 118 vulnerabilities across Windows and related products. 16 of those are rated critical. And notably, this is the first Patch Tuesday in nearly 2 years without any emergency 0 days under active exploitation or previously disclosed flaws. Among the standouts is CVE 2026-41089, a stack-based buffer overflow in Windows NetLogon that could grant an attacker system privileges on a domain controller. That combination, high severity and domain controller reach, demands attention. This matters because even in a month without known in-the-wild exploitation, the attack surface shifts when core authentication and domain services are in play. Delay invites risk, especially for lateral movement paths centered on identity. For defenders, prioritize patching domain controllers and any systems handling authentication workflows, validate that critical updates for NetLogon apply successfully, and confirm reboots. Stage testing for high-impact workloads, but compress patching windows where possible. Keep an inventory-driven approach so the most exposed assets, internet-facing services, and identity infrastructure move first. Second, Microsoft fixes BitLocker recovery issue only for Windows 11 users. Microsoft has addressed a known issue that caused some Windows 11 systems to boot into BitLocker recovery after installing the April 2026 security updates. The fix targets Windows 11. The communication centers on stabilizing recovery behavior after that update cycle. The significance here is operational. When devices unexpectedly prompt for recovery keys, you see real downtime, user lockouts, and escalations that can erode confidence in update processes. It raises the priority for staged deployment rings and clear recovery key management. Defenders should verify that recovery keys are properly escrowed and accessible before rolling out further updates. Monitor endpoint telemetry for devices entering recovery mode, and throttle deployment through pilot groups to catch regressions early. Communicate with help desks and end users about what to expect and how to retrieve recovery keys, and confirm update compliance once the fix is applied to affected Windows 11 systems. Third, GemStuffer abuses 150-plus RubyGems to exfiltrate scraped UK Council portal data. Researchers highlighted a campaign that published more than 150 gems to the RubyGems repository, not to mass compromise developers, but to turn the registry into a data exfiltration channel. The packages showed little or no download activity and carried repetitive payloads tied to exfiltrating scraped data associated with a UK Council portal. This is a subtle but important angle. The registry itself became part of the adversary's data logistics, not just a malware delivery vector. It matters because the trust boundary around package ecosystems is broader than many assume. Even low-visibility packages can be weaponized as covert channels and can complicate forensic trails by blending exfil with routine developer traffic. Defenders should audit dependency graphs for unexpected or recently added gems, lock versions via reproducible builds and checksums, and monitor outbound traffic to package registries for anomalies in timing, volume, or destinations. Introduce allow lists for internal build pipelines and consider local mirrors or proxies that inspect and cache approved artifacts. Fourth, RubyGems suspends new signups after hundreds of malicious packages are uploaded. In response to what's been described as a major malicious attack, RubyGems temporarily paused account signups to contain risk while handling an influx of harmful packages. That step underscores an ecosystem under pressure and a maintainership team prioritizing integrity during an active incident. The implications are operational for development teams. Provenance signals and account reputation are in flux, and normal onboarding or publishing flows may be delayed. This matters because dependency security doesn't fail only at install time. It also fails when identity, ownership, or moderation controls on the registry side are stressed. Teams should freeze to known good versions, pin dependencies and lock files, and verify maintainers and gem ownership before updating. Encourage multi-factor authentication on developer accounts, monitor for package ownership changes, and use internal artifact repositories to buffer against upstream volatility. Stepping back, the themes align. Patch volumes are up, even without active 0 days. demanding fast but controlled remediation. At the same time, supply chain reliability depends on careful curation and monitoring, not just malware scanning. The immediate playbook is clear. Patch identity and domain infrastructure first. Stabilize Windows 11 endpoints affected by BitLocker recovery prompts, and harden your software supply chain by locking versions, auditing new dependencies, and inspecting registry-bound traffic. If this brief helped you prioritize the week, subscribe for operational updates like these. Share it with your team and drop a comment with what you want covered next. Stay safe out there.